Hello and welcome to Pub Football. The Euros start tonight. This is our Euro special. We're going to be talking about England. England finally play first game of Euro 2020 a year late on Sunday. Croatia at Wembley Stadium, 8 o'clock kickoff. I'm excited. I'm pretty sure Jimmy's excited. To get started today, actually, just so we know what page we're on, I reckon we start with Jimmy. Is he coming home?
I hope so, Miles.
Good feeling. I don't know why, and I probably have this going into almost every tournament, apart from 2018. I don't know. We just seem to be able to grind out results now. So I genuinely have a good feeling about the Euros. I feel England can do it.
I don't feel like I share your enthusiasm, but we'll see how we go over the next 2 weeks. We'll see what happens.
Right. So Croatia on Sunday. I guess a few things to go through. I reckon we go through our predicted lineup, the lineup we would pick as well. We'll go through some Croatia danger men, and then we will do some score predictions. First score predictions in a while. Right. So, should we sort of pick the player that we would like to see play in each position and pick a team ourselves, whilst also picking Southgate's formation at the same time, sort of doing it side by side? What do you reckon?
We can do. What is your formation for a start? That's the biggest question at the moment.
Well, I would go 4-3-3.
I picked an entire team at 3 at the back, so that's not a good start. Okay.
This is what I would do. I would go 4-3-3, maybe 4-2-3-1. I think Southgate will play 3 at the back, even though we've not played it in the warm-up games. I just look at what's at his disposal. So should we start with... And I actually think we will agree with Southgate for the goalkeeper. I believe Jordan Pickford's kicking is such an asset. He's never let England down with his hands. He starts in goal.
Yeah, agreed. There's nothing to add there, really. I know Johnson had a cracking friendly performance, but Pickford starts 100%.
Now we get into the other position. So if you were picking the team, would you play 3 at the back yourself, or would you play a 4? I
would personally play 4.
Right. So we can pick our team with 4. We might have some discussion over players, but so I think Southgate's going to go 3 at the back. Let's discuss our team first with a 4, and then we'll do the back 3 for England. So right back, who would you start?
I would start Reece James.
Yes, I agree.
You sure? You didn't sound too confident there.
Part of me says Kyle Walker, but then just the Champions League final. I thought Reece James was class for a while, but it just took him ahead of him for me. So for me, I agree. I would start Reece James. He's one of those players, and a lot of people talk about young players. He's been entrusted in some very difficult crunch games, and he's never really shied away and looked out of place. So I just think a Euros would be another occasion where he'd step up. So yeah, Reece James, and he's good in both directions.
Definitely, yeah, he can defend. Great performance in the Champions League final. Yeah, spot on.
Better than Kyle Walker going forward, but not quite as good going back. But I'd sacrifice that slightly. Who would you play at centre back? I think we both play John Stones, right?
Yeah.
And I play a controversial player next to him.
I play Ben White, 100%. So I think his performance in the last 2 games, his composure. Just the way he is. I think he's a great player, and I think he'd be perfect next to John Stones.
I don't trust the other 2. I really don't. Cody in a 3. Cody's there to play in a 3, and Mings is just. I will get to where I think Mings is going to actually be playing, but I just see him being a walking disaster, to be honest. And not that he's not a good defender. It's just his lapse in concentration. He's going to have a brain fart. Is either going to give away a penalty or get sent off, and that's my big problem. That one moment or 2, as we saw 2 games ago, could be it. Left back, quite a very, very difficult decision, a bit like right back.
I would probably just pick Chilwell.
I was going to go the other way, even though I found out today that Ben Chilwell has the outside outline of New Zealand tattooed here. And his dad's a Kiwi, so he's the same as me with half, Kiwi parents.
That makes me even more shocked you didn't pick him, to be honest. But never mind.
I almost put him in, but I think Luke Shaw's been the standout English left back. So Are you
I,
going
I, I think either or, it's not the end of the world. They're both really, really good left backs. I would not be fussed with either.
Okay, I'm going to cede to you on this one. Maybe the Kiwi link gets in there, so we can put Chilwell in at left back.
I'm a secret Chelsea fan. I forgot to tell you, but yeah, they were all good.
Not at all. Hate Chelsea. Centre midfield. How are you? How's your shape in centre midfield?
I would have Rice at the base, who has been brilliant for England. Got better as the season's gone on for West Ham. I would probably have Bellingham next to him.
What I was going to do.
I think his youthfulness, his enthusiasm, the fact of being 17, you just go into a tournament and you just go for it. Remember Rooney back in 2004, fantastic.
Copy and paste what I said about Reece James in terms of you can look too much into youth when he's stepped up to every occasion he's played in. Also, he's never had the disappointment. So he's riding his, like Jude Bellingham's career over the last 2 years, just gone boom, 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 boom. Confidence is sky high. He hasn't had a knock yet. Not one.
Well, he's played for Birmingham, so that's a knock. But I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blight on the CV. But he's done it, and then went to Dortmund. He's been knocked out of the Champions League, but they were never expected to do that well in the Champions League. And the performances he put in getting knocked out. He's not had not been slated for anything. It doesn't look like off the pitch he's had any problems that he's been slated for. I think moving to Germany is probably a good thing for that with the English press. And he's not had that moment like Rooney in 2004 getting injured and that disappointment. He's not had it, so I just see that confidence building and building and building and building. And this might be the best tournament he ever plays because of that. Yeah,
no, agreed. I think he's for me he just gets ahead of Calvin Phillips just due to the fact I think he's a bit better on the ball at times. I just like him. I just like what he does. In front of that is definitely Mason Mount for me, 100%.
Well, are you playing a three in behind? Let's Harry Kane starting. There's no point even discussing that.
Yeah.
Are you playing?
I'm playing 4-3-3, mate. So we will have Mason Mount is 100% going to start, no matter what system or formation we're going to play. He's going to start.
And we think he should as well. And this is us picking. And I love him as a player. And for someone who got slated so much to have been able to rise above that is fantastic.
Yeah, no, I think, as we say, maybe 12 months ago, we might have looked at it and gone, well, what's he doing in the side? But since then, he's been absolutely fantastic and he deserves to play every week.
Yeah.
So, who are you going for the wide men?
Now, this is difficult because I want to play both Grealish and Foden. But for me, I don't think I can. I would put Grealish and Foden in if I were to drop Bellingham and play sort of a three in midfield of Mount, Foden, and Rice, and then Grealish off the left. Because it's just because Harry Kane is going to drop into those spaces, and with Foden, with Grealish, are they going to be wasted trying to run in behind? Are they going to try and run in behind? They like the ball into their feet. Sterling or Rashford or Sancho, one of those three. And maybe even Sancho isn't like that rapid pace that we need either. He likes ball into his feet. So it's really between Sterling and Rashford. And I know both of them have been in bad form, but just overall quality, I'm picking Sterling. And I'll be honest, I just think winning the free kicks, the way he carries the ball forward, it would be Grealish on the other side to me. And it feels really, really horrible to leave Phil Foden out because he is a star. But just for the balance of the side and for getting the best out of Kane, and I think actually scoring, especially against Croatia, where I believe they will come out on us a little bit, so we might have those spaces in behind, so Kane can drop in and get the ball and then knock it in. It might be that Foden's an impact player off the bench, and it's so hard to do.
Yeah, I agree with Sterling. I think he's going to start Sterling. He trusts Sterling. He's been in the last couple of major tournaments.
Would you start Sterling?
Yeah, I would. I think we need someone who runs beyond the ball. As you say, we've got too many players who are creative, come towards it. We need someone who's going to do the opposite. On the other side, I would probably just pick Foden.
Yeah.
I think his season's been fantastic. It's a massive toss-up between the both of them. I think Grealish has been great in the friendlies.
And it feels horrible to leave the other one out. And this is a good problem for Southgate to have. But it genuinely does feel awful to leave the other player out.
I do think this will be a tournament where the bench plays a massive part. When you get 5 subs in a game, it's huge. I think you can do a lot with that. And as you say, give Grealish or Foden half an hour off the bench towards the back end of the game, they're gonna make a difference, 100%.
Right, Southgate side, Pickford in goal.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
I think he's going to play a back three.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be John Stones in the centre.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker on the right hand side.
Yeah.
With Tyrone Mings on the left hand side.
I think I've seen it a lot in the last couple of days. I think he's going to play Luke Shaw.
Wow, really?
I think he doesn't trust Tyrone Mings whatsoever. Big ask for Ben White, but I think he could step up. I think he's going to play Luke Shaw on the left side.
Do you think he's going to play fullbacks in with one recognised centre?
Yeah, I think he will, 100%.
That's a huge call. I just think pessimistically he's not going to, and I agree. I think Ben White was brought in because of Tyrone Mings. It's just that left-footed nature. I think that he might squeeze in there. Yeah,
there's just something about Mings which makes me feel like a red card or a penalty is on the horizon. First game, we can't lose against Croatia. We just can't. We've got to get at least a point.
It's going to be interesting. Right and left fullback, I believe, and as much as I don't know if you've watched Glenn Hoddle's video where he picks wingers to play there, it's going to be Chilwell on one side and or Shaw. I would, with my formation, I think Shaw will play there actually with Mings and Trippier. Right, but I think he'll play Trippier.
Yeah, agreed. As you say, he's a Southgate man, isn't he? Obviously, he's had a great World Cup a few years ago.
Well,
he's had a really good season. Fair play to him. He's won La Liga, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. And I agree. I think Southgate will start him.
He is a threat from set pieces, which we do need. And we both of our teams, I'm not sure we really picked that player who can whip the ball in properly. So that is a fair reason to put someone in when they're as good as Trippier, and there is so little to pick from in terms of ability between Trippier, James, Walker. I think they're all fantastic players. I'm sure on the left you'll be saying Chilwell. Declan Rice is a nailed-on starter. Do you think he's going to trust Bellingham, or do you think he's going to play Calvin Phillips? Or Jordan Henderson's isn't out of the question. He got a half in last weekend.
Agreed. I agree. Henderson had a really good half last week. He's going to play Calvin Phillips 100%. 100%.
Mistake.
We're going to go really defensive. We're going to get a point. We're going to be happy with that. We're going to go forward. And I can see it already. And it's going to be really dull. Sorry, guys.
I'm tempted to say Calvin Phillips as well. If he makes a statement and puts Bellingham in, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bellingham's not far away. He's had a really good couple of friendlies. Great season. I just think he's going to go for that defensive solidarity in a sense. And yeah, I get that.
Right. Is it flat three up front? Is he going to play 1 and 2? How do you see it going? I think
he's going to play Mount. So he's going to start Mount. He's going to probably play wide off to the left, maybe. I don't know. I know he's done it for Chelsea this year. I don't like Mount in that position. But he will start Mount. He's definitely going to start.
Do you think Mount, Sterling and Kane?
Yeah.
Do you think that he might, and this is a big might, pop Mount in where Calvin Phillips plays? He's done it before, and with the three at the back, maybe you don't need to do quite as much in there defensively, just to break the lines a bit.
What I would personally do is, as you say, Rice, Mount. I would actually put Foden and Grealish and have Harry Kane up front, because I think the wing backs give you enough width to go forwards
if they push up enough, because we've seen with England in the past that wing backs have almost been
agreed. I think you've got to have that license to go, well, if you've got full backs playing in a back three, they know that role, they can they can come across, they can do that. And I think we should at home at Wembley dominate the ball. We should be all over them like a rash.
Do you think if that is the case and he plays Foden and Grealish and Kane up top, and in terms of getting him behind, do you think that he might surprise us and throw Bukayo Saka in at left wing back because he's more inclined to do that?
Well, he's had a really good season for Arsenal, hasn't he? And he is very, very effective in the final third at just getting crosses in, just getting himself into the right position at times, isn't he? And it is a really kind of left field shout, but it could happen. You are right. It'll be a good, big call.
So I think what we've achieved from trying to pick Gareth Southgate's team is nothing. Nothing. It's difficult. No, it's great. It's good, difficult. Apart from in defence, instead of back.
Honestly, it's baffling, isn't it? Because it's going to go down to the last hour when the team comes out, and everyone's going to look at it and go, oh my God, we're going to do that. We're going to do this. I don't know at the moment.
Guaranteed that a lot of people will be disappointed because the player they'll be a fan of a player, but you can't please everyone in these situations, especially when there's so many good players. You know, there'll be the Sancho fans, there's going to be the Sterling fans, the Man United crew love Rashford and think he should be starting every game. There's so many different variables here. Not, you know, it will get a load of abuse on Twitter. And they just need to ignore that, like turn your phone.
It's the first time we've had a squad which is strong enough for people to go, well, why's he been left out? It's a really, really good squad of players, and I get why people will be slightly aggy, but we'll see what comes of it.
Right, Croatia, who are you looking out for?
Well, we've got the usual names, haven't we? So we've got Modric, who's still going at 30 odd now. Fair play to him.
Rakitic isn't playing internationals anymore, which is good.
No, he's not. Obviously, got Kovacic. Obviously, played for Chelsea, doing very well. And got Brozovic.
We've got the players who play ahead of him for Chelsea, and for some reason, it still doesn't fill you with confidence, does it?
No, it doesn't. They've got a lot of quality in that squad. Obviously, they're quite an aging squad now. They've been going through the tournaments for the last couple of years, but obviously they've got. There's a Perisic as well. He's a good player. Rebic, good player. The one to look out for though is a player called Joseph Brecalo. I think it's Brecalo, sorry. He plays for Wolfsburg. He's had a really, really good season. He's only 21, 22. He's been absolutely lighting it up for Wolfsburg, and he's a good player. I think he might start, and he could cause problems. He's a kind of inside forward in a sense, but he's a very good player. Very good player.
Man for man, we should have the better squad, though, right?
Yeah, great. I think we should. I've got a feeling Croatia's tournament experience might count against us slightly. But if we can get away from this game with a draw, I'll be absolutely delighted.
Wow. Score prediction then. Go on.
1-0.
I think England are going to do it. I think 2-1. I think they're going to. I think Southgate's going to know the importance of getting off to a winning start in this tournament, just for the feel-good factor to come back. Because if we draw this, when we get into those knockout stages, there's going to be that pessimism. I think Southgate might do something different and just go for it. There might be a surprise in the lineup or two, and we'll nick it, and that will start. It's coming home. We'll start playing. The celebrations in the pub will happen. The country will get on board. I think the one thing that Southgate does really well is gauges that mood. And I think we're going to win 2-1. Just.
It's a massive game in the group, really, isn't it? Because if we don't get off to a good start, Scotland next is a huge game of football. And obviously, Czech Republic aren't a poor side either. So this is a massive, massive game. And we've got to not lose. We've got to get off to a good start. We really do.
Yeah, that feel-good factor going. All right, this is Pub Foot with Miles and Jimmy. The next time we'll talk to you will be after England-Croatia, once the Euros has kicked off. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you've got a good team in your office sweepstake. I've done 2 sweepstakes. I've got Scotland and Germany, which are also terrible at the moment, and I'm probably not going to win. Have you done one, actually?
I got Austria and Turkey, who might be off to a good start tonight. We'll see.
Hopefully you've done better than us in your sweepstakes. There's one thing left to say, 2 things, actually. The first one, come on, England, and then cheers.
Cheers.